Hey, good morning, everybody. It is June 30th, 2025, and the favorite time of our week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. Hi, everybody. My name's Paul.
Good morning, this is Beth.
Good morning, Bev.
Good morning, Paul.
Let's see, I got you up a little too high. There we go. Now I can see you. Okay, folks, we're going to talk about it. Why not simplicity? How come BioTouch is simple, but why aren't more people practicing?
We
Couldn't I
don't
just don't understand it. I had a dear friend, Lou Epstein, and I actually saw it somewhere else. It said, it's simple, it's just not easy. So what's the difference? Right? And let's talk about it. So I put it out to chat again. Good old Chat GPT.
There you go.
One of the best branding things we've used. And it just sort of fed me back what we've talked about for decades now. But it put it very concise. So it'll give us a jumping board, and we'll talk about, why aren't more people practicing with simplicity? And first thing it comes up with, one, the mind distrusts simplicity.
Whoa. Yeah.
We're conditioned to believe that anything effective must be complicated, expensive, or earned through effort. A gentle touch to the skin, no needles, no machines, no years of study seems too easy to be valuable. The analytical mind says it can't be that simple.
The analytical mind. There's the problem.
Right. Yeah. We just, we just can't believe in ourselves. The
Well,
mind
that
doesn't let us believe in ourselves, yeah?
exactly. We have definitely not cultivated the ability to trust and have faith. As much as we throw those words around, especially when it comes to BioTouch, people have a hard time believing or thinking that they are able to really help somebody.
Right.
I mean, that's got to be what it is. It just too doesn't make sense. What
And I
do you mean?
just had that experience with a woman who'd been coming in. She wants to bring her son in, and he's 16 years old. And her main thing, I show her every time, just do the greeting. You can just do his sinus. He's having sinus infections. And she said to me last week, she says, I just can't. I don't have enough. I don't believe I can do this. I don't believe it's going to be effective. So the whole thing stopping her was she couldn't believe that she could be effective.
That
That she would
she
have
is,
to bring him in order to see any result.
wow.
And I said to
And
her, the main key is just touch him. And we'll get to that more too. It's just that simple. Just
right.
touch and let the story unfold, because there's so much more that would happen just from touching your son and then letting him practice even the greeting on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Number two was there's no ego in simplicity. BioTouch doesn't require special powers, spiritual rankings, or intellectual superiority.
Huh.
That can actually be unsettling in a world that rewards status, knowledge, and identity. People often want to feel special to be a healer, not just available.
Oh, well, there's a big one, huh? When- yeah.
it, it, it,
We've said this so many times. Um, BioTouch takes us out of that need to, want to be important or want to be the healer or all of that stuff. We've been practicing this so much. I can say that absolutely true. When you step up to another person to practice BioTouch, it's like you have no room to wonder about, ooh, am I going to help them? Am I the great healer? If I'm doing enough, did I not,
right.
on and on and on and on with that little monkey mind of
Okay,
ours, that
right.
ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, it's exhausting.
Yeah, it is tiring. And I'm reminded when I first met Norman, they would get if somebody came to they didn't have a telephone. And so if someone came to their house, and this one woman did at 2 a.m. with a migraine headache,
Oh,
they were available. They got up and worked with this person. They
available.
were available.
That's a great word.
Yeah, and so, this is so simple. We can be available at all times. The problem is, oh, uh, not yet. I'll do it later. Even Bev
Yeah,
and I are
later.
working with it. Oh, I'll do it later. Talk to me later. So,
Or let's do it when I feel better. I
yeah,
love that.
yeah. So, available. These points are so simple, and you carry them wherever you go.
I know.
I mean, I've worked with people. Remember the woman who it was a formal dinner party. She ate something, was having an allergic reaction, and her husband runs out to get the Benadryl. By the time he came back, I was able to figure. I don't know how the hell I did it, but did the greeting, worked on her allergy point. By the time he came back, within 5 minutes, no more allergy attack. I was
Right.
available because I carried my tools with me
I,
there.
well, I mean, I'm just, what do you say about that? It's just, there's no words.
uh,
Oh,
so then next one we hear about is we're addicted to doing, not being. BioTouch
ooh,
asks us to be present, to touch with love and without judgment. That simplicity requires a kind of surrender that many people aren't used to. They want to, quote, do something complex, not just be, quote unquote, with someone.
ooh, that is a big one. We say all the time, so we got to make that kind of clear because we do say, hey, if you are a family member or you're a caregiver and you can do something to help them instead of stand by helplessly and hand them a pill or whatever, you can actually practice biotouch with them, and in that regard you're doing something, I suppose. But what we're talking about is this nonstop desire to just go go go. And when you have the opportunity to practice biotouch, you see very quickly how just being present in that connection with another human being can just stop that. You're just right in the moment. In the moment, there's nothing to do, is there?
Right, and that's a difficult dichotomy. Also, the word intention comes to my mind.
Oh,
People
yeah.
say, "Don't you have to have an intention?" That's the doing
Right.
part that we don't have. There's no intention, but then we have to say, "Oh well, you have to have an intention to touch." Okay, and then
Yeah.
that's it. Let it go. That's
Let
the
it
only
go.
doing. Just touch, and then
Well,
let it go.
yes,
You
yes,
know,
yes. We always say, well, the only intention, if there is one, is to help another human being.
right? And that's just innate in us.
That's
And,
innate.
in this doing part too, it's about listening. Like it says, the simplicity requires a kind of surrender that many people aren't used to. Surrender and
Yeah.
trust. People ask us all the time, well, can I, in the classes, well, can I do this or can I do that? And we always
Yeah.
say, anytime you ask that, just know that Beb's sitting there on high going, yeah, go for
Yes.
it. Yes, yes,
Yes, you
yes.
can.
Yes, you can.
Well, oh, now isn't that just another thing? The power to say yes is
Right.
not comfortable,
Right. Yeah.
right?
That's yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
And if you keep doing, you're just getting into potty training here.
Right.
Let the do go where it belongs in the toilet. Yeah.
Right.
Flush that toilet,
Be
folks.
something.
Yeah.
Don't do something, be something.
All right, we go on here about simplicity. Okay, the next thing is the mind likes control. BioTouch is non-invasive and open-ended. It doesn't guarantee a specific result. It just supports the body's healing process. The thinking mind prefers control and certainty. That makes people uncomfortable.
There's a little word, uncomfortable. You know, we state this very clearly all the time and in our trainings. There's absolutely no guarantees or us telling you, well, do this or do that and then come back, and there's none of that. What do we say? Well, should I come back? I don't know, shall you?
Right.
This is it, it's in our vision statement, people taking responsibility. So the basis of all this talk is people stepping up and again becoming comfortable with taking responsibility for their lives, the quality of their lives, which BioTouch can really, support.
And on the other end, we as so-called practitioners are what we call associates, one standing equal with another.
Right.
Um, uh, we need to trust too. They don't need our advice. They don't need our recommendation. They don't need for us to ask them, how do you feel, so that it enhances our ego. We don't need to part our great knowledge. People ask me all the time, well, what are you feeling? And I see
Right.
that monkey mind, that ego wants to tell them something because they want me. They want me
They
to
want
have
you.
information, right?
Right.
And so I'm going to buy into it and say, well, I'm feeling this, and or how have you been? Have you been taking that? It's like, and it's very hard for me to stop the monkey mind and go, nah, I don't really feel anything. Oh my God, you must not be a healer, or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Well, I guess I'm not.
yeah.
I'm
So,
just
as I say many times, I'm just a jerk.
just
So,
you
or
do
how does
say
it say here? I
that.
still have this quote here from Ray Bradbury. The first thing you learn in life is you're a fool. The last thing you learn is you're the same fool.
You're the same. Oh, that's perfect.
All right, that's simplicity, folks.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the fact that we're all angels and we're all beautiful human beings on this planet.
Right.
Well, we'll move it into the next one. Touch has been forgotten or sexualized. Many people are afraid of or disconnected from touch, especially safe, loving touch without agenda. Cultural taboos, trauma, and social distancing have distanced us from the most human of connections.
That is such a truism, isn't it?
Yeah,
We are touch phobic,
touch phobic. And
and it's you know when you look at that, I would say, how have we come so far from where we're supposed to be? Because we take too seriously the not, it's not that we take too seriously the body itself, because as we know, it's an amazing um, vessel that holds everything, right? That's why BioTouch is so powerful, because it touches the body. But this thing about touch that we have developed, and yes, we have sexualized everything. Well, the minute that somebody says, can you touch me? Or it's immediate, isn't it? We've just conditioned ourselves now, and it becomes taboo. And so we step away from each other. And, we have to remember that I think the mothers, that kangaroo touch that
right.
Kenna speaks about, that is what's innate in us. Not just our children, our babies, but the other children in our lives, our brothers and sisters, blood related and not, to come into a connection, and to really feed that part of us that's just our nature to care, our nature to connect, our nature to touch each other.
You
We've
know,
come so far away from that. It's very sad.
I remember teaching. It was a halfway house for men that had just gotten out of the federal prison, and we went and taught BioTouch. It was down in East LA there, and I'll never forget teaching these big men. I mean, most of them were
Yeah.
big men, and you're teaching them to lightly touch a butterfly on each other, and they melted. They melted. These guys touching each other lightly like a butterfly, just doing the greeting, some neck work, and the headset,
Yeah.
and you could see their innate being come through. That desire to be touched as little children we
Yes,
have been
yes.
touched.
And
It was so
don't you know,
powerful.
Paul, that all of them had probably not had that in their lives.
Right.
And we don't know how deeply that connection between us, if it's severed, we it changes the physiological and the psyche of all of us. This is very deep. BioTouch is here to reestablish the power of touch in our lives, and bodies get better.
Yes, bodies get better. And the final thing it says, so can the mind handle simple? Yes, but only when it's quiet enough to trust the heart. Simplicity is a challenge to the ego, not the soul. BioTouch reminds us that healing is not about complexity, it's about connection. The more we can honor that, the more this practice can grow.
Ooh.
Oh, I love that. It's not about complexity, it's about connection.
Connection. Absolutely. What did I say a couple of shows ago? Healing is going to start taking place in the group called humanity when our connection to each other becomes stronger. We heal together. We might look like we're separated and you're in that body and I'm in this body and on and on and on, but we all come from the same source, right? Which we are going back to that same source. And so in the meantime, we might not be able to see this connection, but it is there. It is there. Just as much as you and I are sitting here looking out, that connection is there. And I know that when we all embrace our true natures, humanity itself will begin to heal. And the planet, we are interconnected with life here. That's part of the connection. We have disconnected ourselves from nature and on, right? So, golly, BioTouch is just
brings
so
us
powerful.
back to our natural state.
Yes.
Yes. And so that's the most difficult thing we have in getting BioTouch.
Yeah.
People always ask, well, how come BioTouch isn't out there to more people? Because it's too simple. And we just gave you all the reasons why simplicity doesn't work with this wandering lunatic monkey mind. You know, we keep the separation important. You know, you talk about wiping down gender identity. You know, BioTouch is for all, and male, female, he, she, they. It doesn't matter, because the body that holds whatever it is doing this work is the same. The Dalai Lama said it. You want to understand the oneness of humanity? A simple tool, just look at bodies. We all have one.
We all have one.
And that greeting is the same on all people, just below the breastbone and just to the left of the big bone at the base of the neck. We all got one.
We all got it.
And it's simple to do. Easy to learn. We have a class coming up in a couple of weeks, the 19th, a virtual class. Easy to learn in a day. You get the whole training manual. We sit with you and we go over all the points. We break out into groups. We make sure you're doing the points. If you bring somebody to the virtual training, that's even better. You can work with somebody and we'll watch you do the points. We also have our workshops. We just had a great workshop on fascia. You can go to our website, justtouch.com, pull up health conditions, and there's dozens and dozens of little workshops there. So it's easy to learn, and if you don't find what you're looking for, contact us, office@justtouch.com. Otherwise, you can listen to us every Monday, yak away. That was good, Bev. Thanks.
Thank you.
And thank you all for joining us.
Everyone.
Be simple.
Absolutely.
Bye, all.
Days in and days out, space and time is all about feeling pressure with the pain, in sunshine or in the rain. Living is a place in mind, giving is being kind, and the pain is too much. What we need is BioTouch. When I'm touching you, you are touching me. It's a simple thing to do and a natural way to be.